Hello creators, welcome to class. So we're learning how to make that 4-in-1 turban cap. So I'm gonna to cut out the fabric. I'm using raw silk fabric. So this is for the base of the cap and it measures 26 inches by 23 inches. Then I have my foam cutouts, measures 10 inches width and 28 inches length. This is the fabric for the foam, 7 inches by 28 inches. Then I have my fabric for ruffle, which measures cut into which measures 32 inches cut in two places. Okay, so we'll join it together. Right now we'll start by making our plates, but before then I'll just go ahead and fold the edges of the so right now let's make our plates. I'm done folding the edges. I'll be making my plates now. I'll be making up to 3 plates from this fabric. Okay, the normal way we'll make our plates. So this is me making my first plate. Just sew straight down. Make sure you sew from the stretchy part of the fabric. So I'm making the second pleat now. So just continue that way. Make first, second, and your third pleat. So I'll go ahead and make the last plate. So I'm done making my 3 plates. So right now I'll be folding it to the wrong side just for us to hide that thread that is showing on the front. That thread that will for the last plate. So I'll be coming in like quarter an inch, or I will sew on top of that thread. In that way, that thread that is showing, that thread for the last pleat will not be visible anymore. So I'll just sew it straight down on top of that thread, or you come in a bit. Okay, then after which I'll just take it to my ironing table. Then I'll iron it just to flatten it. Okay. So after sewing it, this is how it is. So the next thing I will do, I will take it to my ironing table. Then I will iron it just to flatten it out. So set it aside. Then I'll get the fabric for the ruffle now. Remember we have 2 fabric for the ruffle. So I will join it together. Then I'll go ahead and fold into 2. Then I'll stitch. Get the same fabric for the foam. Fold into 2. I will stitch it. So I'll do this off camera. Then I'll come back and show you the next thing to do. So here I'm done sewing the fabric for the ruffle. I've joined it and I've closed it. So right now get your tape, measure 3 inches, and you sew it in a slant form to join the other sewn line that we'll use in closing it. Okay, just watch me as I sew. So I just sew from that 3 inches mark, and I'll sew straight down. I'll go ahead and repeat the same thing to the other side. Okay, one thing I forgot was that this edge now, I would have hemmed this edge before we go ahead to sew. Please try and hem the edges of this your ruffles fabric first. Both edge, just fold it in. Okay, because you wouldn't want it to show after you've created your ruffle. So I'll set that aside. I'll get the fabric for the foam. I've already sewn it straight down. So place the sewn part at the center, place your foam, and you go ahead and stitch on top of it like this. So right now I'm trying to turn it out to the right side. So after turning it, I'll still go ahead and turn the fabric for my ruffle. So you can see that the sewn part is at the middle. Okay, try as much as you can to make sure that your sewn parts for the foam design is at the center. So I'll go ahead and fold in this edge now. I'll fold it in, then I'll top stitch just to close that part. Okay, right, I have these two pieces of fabric sewn for the handle. I'll be attaching handle to it, but this is optional. But for the length is 9 inches and the width is 2.5. So I've gone ahead to fold it into two, then I've sewn it. So I'll just get my turban base. I'll fold it to the right side. Then from the center part, I'll measure out 9 inches. So I'll mark the 9 inches on both sides. Then I'll go ahead and attach the handle. And as I said, it is optional, okay? You can decide to do without it. So this is me now attaching the handle. So I'll attach this one, then I'll still attach the other handle. So right now I'm trying to attach the other handle to the other side on still on the 9 inches mark. Yep. So right now I will get the fabric for my foam, and I'll get the fabric for the ruffle. So we'll be creating the ruffles right now by inserting the foam inside the fabric for the ruffle. Okay, so right now this is me creating the ruffle by inserting the fabric for the foam inside the fabric for the ruffle. Okay, make sure that the sewn part of the foam is facing down, the same thing applicable to the fabric for the ruffle. So go ahead and pass it till it comes out to the other end. So this is our ruffle, you can see. So the reason why we reduce the 3 inches, we measure that 3 inches before, we measure that 3 inches, then slant it so that it will be very firm on the foam, so you wouldn't like to be seeing spaces after inserting the foam. Okay, so it will be tight on the foam. So right now we'll go ahead and attach it to our turban base. Okay, so go ahead and place it like this, and you sew the same thing applicable to this other side. Okay, you place it and you sew, then you go ahead and fold your turban base into two and close up your cap. So right now, fold the turban base into two. Measure out 11 inches. I'll be closing my cap on the hair circumference of 11 inches, which is 22 inches. So I'll mark it, then I'll go ahead and sew straight down and close up the cap. Okay, so after which we'll go ahead and make our gathers, and we are done. So I'll just go ahead, I'll sew it up to close up my cap. So it might be bulky at this point, so if your sewing machine cannot sew through, just use your hand needle and thread. So we are done. Cap is ready. So I'll just take it to my